evening, everyone, and welcome to FNB Field here on City Island in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, for tonight's USL matchup on Invicta. It's the Rochester Rhinos tonight, 8-4-8, going up against City Island here in Harrisburg with a record of 6-10-6. I'm Gary Sutton, and alongside of me, Charlie Giroux tonight, and we're competing for something different tonight here, Charlie, the Capelli Hero Cup, in which Rochester and City Island are trying to win the cup, and of course, this is the second match of the season back on July 8th. We had Rochester win that one 1-0 with a goal by Johan Graf in the 85th minute, a heartbreaker. But Harrisburg trying to get even with that tonight and maybe win this Capelli Hero Cup, the first time it's been offered this year. You look at these two teams tonight, first of all, on the side of Rochester, they've got a guy who can score some goals. He's got 7 goals this season. He wears number 17. He is Wall Fall, and Wall Fall can fill it up in a hurry, Charlie.
He sure can, and Harrisburg has to find the scoring component tonight, Gary. 3 straight matches, 0 goals. That's a big problem for them. They play well at home. As you know, when we left Harrisburg a couple of weeks ago, they had that 8th playoff spot in their possession. That slipped away from them a little bit because they went 0 for 3 in goals scored over the last 3 matches. And
they're looking to find a way to do that tonight through all the injuries they have, and one of the guys they're going to look at tonight for that is number 25, Rapopa Menza, who last time we were home here had 2 goals in that homestand, and he is the guy they're looking for tonight, along with Paul Wilson out there and perhaps Jamie Thomas this evening. They'll be looking for some scoring from those guys. On the road so far this season, you look at Rochester, they are 2-5-3. For Harrisburg, 4-1-4 home, so that strikes well for Harrisburg as you look at this one tonight. But Harrisburg trying to find a way tonight to get back into that 8th spot, and they're only 1 win away from doing it. 3 points tonight will put them right back in that 8th spot and right back in the running. For Rochester, they're entrenched in 5th place right now in the East of the Conference, and they are looking to move up a little bit in a heavily laden, talented conference this year. We're going to find out who prevails tonight, right after this. This is Invicta Sports, and it's USL presentation of Rochester and City Island right here tonight at FNB Field. We'll be back right after this.
Focus. It's hard to keep. Everybody wants a piece of you. So don't lose it. Take your time. Work hard. Don't give up. And when your moment comes, breathe through and focus.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dolphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Welcome back to FNB Field. As many of you know, this is a baseball field normally, and they talk about the first pitch. But tonight, we go to the newest member of our crew, Jessica Crossan, who's on field, and we want to find out first about the pitch tonight. Jessica, you're down on that pitch this evening where this match is going to be played, and we had a lot of rain yesterday. Tell us a little bit about the condition of the pitch here tonight.
Hi guys, I'm super excited to be joining the team tonight, and you're absolutely right, Gary. Due to the amounts of rain that we've been having, our grounds crew actually had some problems keeping the sod down, and as you can tell, it's still a little bit soft, so that's definitely something that our players need to be concerned with and be a little bit more careful as they are playing on the sod area. Back to you, Gary.
Thank you so much, and Jessica will be joining us throughout the evening with some comments up in the stand. She'll be all over the stadium here tonight. Now, you see the camouflage jerseys here tonight. They are from Capelli Sports, and they'll be auctioned off here until August 15th. You go to cityislanders.com to check that out. And so both teams wearing these Capelli jerseys tonight. And it's Community Cares Night here where they're recognizing military and medical personnel. Your officials for this evening, the referee James O'Connor, Daniel Pernulo Jr. is AR1, Kevin Locke is AR2, and Joshua Encarnacion is the fourth official tonight. There you see Bill Betcher over on the far side, and he is all ready to go with his team tonight, trying to get back onto the winning column. Bob Lilly on the other side, the head coach, not from the Dallas Cowboys, although he looks like he played for the Cowboys a little bit, but he'll be coaching the Rhinos tonight, who are having a stupendous season so far, in 5th place in the East Division as we start tonight. Charlie, a lot of injuries that the City Islanders have had to fight through. We're going to talk about that, but we are underway right now, and here we go, and Rochester starts it out.
Beautiful night for soccer here at FNB Field, Gary, and we'll see how the pitch plays. Sometimes that wetness slows things down a little bit and takes the speed advantage away.
Well, we've talked a lot about the Islanders. They've had a power outage here of late. In the last 3 matches, have not been able to score a goal. And so here tonight, they're going to try to break through again. They've been very good at home this season, 4-1-4, as we mentioned.
This is a team that plays extremely well here at FNB Field, and an opportunity tonight to pick up 3 points and get right back into the playoff race.
So the ball controlled by the Islanders. Abbas Mohammed will put it into play. Islanders in the blue and white camouflage outfits here tonight. Green and white obviously belongs to the Rochester Rhinos. In goal tonight for the Rhinos, by the way, is Dan Lind. We'll tell you a little bit more about him throughout the course of the evening. As Rochester swinging the ball far side, they had a 6-game unbeaten streak interrupted. They come in here with a 1-loss losing streak. And, of course, coming off the road after a 3-0 loss to Tampa Bay are the City Islanders.
City Islanders, through that road stretch, Gary, did not score a single goal. That's something they've got to turn around, and they're going to look to do that early tonight to really press the offense and see if they can get some good shots on frame early on tonight. Last match here at City Island, of course, a very impressive win over Charlotte.
There's Rapopa Menza with the ball down in the corner for the Islanders. Trying to fight it out, double team quickly. Ball taken by Rochester, brought near side. Long kick down there. Brandon Miller has to go up and head it out of there. There's plenty of pressure in the front.
Some danger there as Miller came off his line. Gary came all the way out of the front of the box and was challenged very seriously by the Rochester front press.
There'll be a free kick coming up here. And Rochester with the ball. Long kick downfield, fight out there in the far corner with it. That's McLaws, and it's going to be lost across the end line from Rochester. Ball be a goal kick coming out of there by Brandon Miller. Big kick out of there by Miller. Thomas heads it toward the middle of the field. And push from behind on Rochester against Mensa. Be a free kick back in play here from the Islanders right away as Grosh takes it far side. Trying to get it to Mensa in the middle, not going to get him, and taken away by the Rhinos.
Both teams just kind of feeling each other out right now, Gary. Harrisburg trying to push up a little bit, create some space up front. Right now, they've had to rely on their defense.
Well, dangerous moments here the last 2 times down, as both times very quick offensive players up there in front of the defense, and that's not something you want to see too often tonight if you're Harrisburg.
There's been some, I won't say sloppy, but less than elegant play in the box.
talked a lot about the injury problems for City Islanders here. Manolo Sanchez is out. Aaron Wheeler out. Leading scorer at that point in the season is Grosh with the ball in the middle. Grosh to Thomas. Muhammad trying to take it away, and does for a moment. There's Muhammad following it on through. Ball back to the middle, taken by Rochester. Pedro Ribeiro out. You got Cardell Bembo out, who we think is one of the main cogs of this offense. Mohamed Dabo is out. Another guy was rock solid. And then, of course, Griffin Libhart is out as well, along with Jason Plumoff. So you've got a whole bevy of guys that are out you've got to make up for. And that tells you the strength of your team when you're able to do that. And so far, Bill Betcher's been able to patch it in pretty well here. Although lately, again, the scoring has been a little tough with Bembo out of there and also Dabo.
And that's the key, Gary. The guts of your offensive machinery is out. And as a result, there just hasn't been the goal scoring that you have to have in order to be successful. They're going to have to figure out a way tonight to get more shots on frame, to create real opportunities, to create space up front, and to move the ball with that short passing game that they've been so adept at previously in the season.
Talk about this Rochester team and how the City Islanders have done against them. The last 4 outings, 0-2-2. The City Islanders have yet to win against them. So they're looking for a win here tonight. Again in the Capelli Hero Cup. Rochester definitely pushing the action here so far. Ball be taken there by Lynn, the keeper. And Rochester is going to kick. It looks like coming in across the touchline, maybe, as Dabo chased it down. Tracked down instead by Darius Madison. And then sent back out by the defense. So we belong to the City Islanders.
Yeah.
So the ball be brought in here by the City Islanders. And kicked back across the touchline. No, taken there by the Islanders, and they will keep it in play. Another Islander down on the field on the far side. Travis Brent pushes it upfield. Brent back on top of it again. He will bring it in very quickly to Olabi'i. And then far side it goes to Tiago Calvano. Islanders with no real serious scoring threats here so far, Charlie, as they're just kind of in that feeling out stage that you mentioned. Almost 9 minutes here into the contest. Here's Paul Wilson with it. Wilson pushing it ahead as Abbas Muhammad down in the corner and then sent back out by the defense for Rochester.
Yeah, haven't really seen yet the game plan that Harrisburg has put together for tonight, because they're, as you say, Gary, still feeling each other out, but they haven't yet shown us exactly what they're trying to do strategically.
There's Thomas getting in and stealing away, but lots of penetration here by the Rochester defense thus far. far corner, so it will belong to the City Islanders. This Capelli Hero Cup that they're competing for tonight is a brand new competition between the City Islanders and Rochester, and the winner will be chosen tonight after the game. I assume number of goals will figure into that, obviously. Rochester controls here.
These Challenge Cups kind of add a dimension to the game, Gary, that's fun for fans and for those of us in the broadcast booth.
Of course, you have the Keystone Cup coming up Saturday night with Pittsburgh, so they'll be in town here. So all kinds of little games within the game.
Our old friend Coach Dave Brandt bringing the Pittsburgh Riverhounds into FNB Field Saturday night for a great match. Folks should try to come out to the park and see the Islanders play.
Well, Wilson had the near side to Muhammad for a minute. Now back to Brent. Brent pushing to Grosh. Grosh trying to shield the man away from the ball and then bringing it right back to Brent again. And Brent says, we'll get it back here and start it all over to Miller. Calvano. Good passes so far by Harrisburg tonight. Trying to get something connected up here through the midfield. Olabi to Calvano, looking far side, or near side rather, to Muhammad, but broken up there by Rochester. Belong to the Islanders. Grosh looking for a through ball, won't get it. Paul Wilson, I think, was looking to the outside there, but obviously didn't have his man.
Yeah, not exactly sure what he intended there, but I do know that it's a goal kick coming up.
So Dan Lynn will get it out of there. We're going to check in with Jessica Cross in here in just a few moments. As she is traveling around the stadium here tonight, seeing what's going on throughout the course of this game. Nothing here as we're in the 12th minute of this contest. Big match here tonight for Harrisburg. They were in 8th place going on the road trip, and then coming out of it now in 11th place and trying to get back into the precious 8 spots. And it comes looking for Mensah all the way down in the far corner. Mensah's going to track it down, and then saved by Rochester.
Yeah, they came off of that homestand, Gary, with 2 wins and a draw. The draw against Charlotte, a really exciting match, as you remember, when they went on the road back on Tuesday, July 18th. And since then, there has been a dearth of scoring. The opportunity for Harrisburg to get back on the board tonight, both in terms of scoring and some points in the standings, which are very, very important at this juncture in the season.
Speaking of Charlotte, they have moved to the top of the power rankings list here in the USL this week in the midst of an 11-game undefeated streak. Not winning streak, but 11-game undefeated streak. So they are at the very top of all 29 teams. So when you talk about the quality of the teams the City Islanders have been playing this year, you need only look in the top 4. You see Charlotte and Tampa Bay are in the very top 4. Louisville's number 5. You got Charleston at number 8. So you got basically 5 teams in there in the top 10 in those power rankings right now in the USL. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, and Harrisburg's done very, very well against those top-seeded teams, guys. You know, a draw against Charlotte, a draw against Charleston, and a big win over Louisville City.
Yep. So when you talk about what this team can do and the potential, you know, getting to 8th place to show what they can do in the playoffs this year would be certainly a big, big look.
And that's really what they're battling for now, is to pick up a playoff slot and see what happens.
Your top 5 this week, by the way: Charlotte, San Antonio, Real Monarchs, and Tampa Bay Rowdies, number 4, who just beat the Islanders 3-0, and Louisville at number 5, who the Islanders beat, as Charlie mentioned a moment ago, earlier in July. So Rochester will put the ball back in play. They're out of that field here, and they're going to kick it back to Brandon Miller. Here are the Islanders. Bring it out here to Brent. Brent will get things started here for the Islanders up the near side. Oh, and take it down from behind Thomas, as he was pushed down there from behind. And ball will go out off Rochester, far side, off the touchline. the player of the week last week in the USL was Enzo Martinez, a guy that we saw earlier. Scored 3 points against Louisville, 3 goals against Louisville in a big win as they put the Charlotte Independence team right on the top of the league on the East. And we talked about Enzo Martinez when he was here in the last homestand.
Always dangerous, Gary. Just an amazing ability to kickstart it from 0 to 60 in a split second, and a rifle shot off of his right foot. He strikes the ball as hard as anybody we've seen.
Head back up midfield just for a moment, and then it's going to come across the touchline. Ball belonged to the Islanders. Let's head up to Jessica Crossan for a moment. She's up somewhere in the stadium right now. Jessica, where are you hiding out?
I'm right up here in the supporters section with Cap City Crew. I've got Jamie here. He's going to tell you guys a little bit about how you can become a part of the Harrisburg support group, Cap City Crew.
Okay, Jamie.
Well, it's really simple. You can join us just by simply walking down to section 101 anytime during a match. We're all friendly. We'll let you join in and sing along with us. If you want to be an official member and get one of these fancy scarves, you can go to capcitycrew.org or follow us on any of your social media varieties at capcity717. All the info.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie. Back to you, Gary.
At Cap City 717. You tell Jamie I want one of those beautiful scarves, okay? They look pretty good on those guys.
Will do.
Do you have a scarf yet there, Jessica?
I do not have a scarf yet.
Well, we have one and walk it over to us.
Yeah, we have
sure.
to see you with a scarf on by the end of the evening. Don't women wear scarves, right?
Maybe when it's not like 80 degrees out.
Okay. Jessica Crossan on the road for us tonight here inside the stadium. She'll be checking in throughout the course of the evening. Back to play here. We are in the 17th minute here of the first half at a 0-0 score. Rochester and City Islanders, Gary Sutton, Charlie Giroux with you, and the whole Invicta crew tonight on a beautiful night for soccer out here at City Island Stadium at FNB Field.
The shadows beginning to gather down at this end of the field, Gary. Beautiful night.
You wonder what kind of, the lights aren't on here yet tonight, so you wonder what kind of role that will play. Still the sun down on the other end where Dan Lind is standing in goal for Rochester, so we'll see if that has any bearing here on the match. Ooh, good reverse kick there upfield. Going to go across the touchline now. So ball put back into play here by Rochester. And the Rhinos will keep it. Back it comes, just controlling everything right now here in this part of the field. And the Islanders a little bit loose in their defense here. It's probably as loose as I've seen them so far this season, Charlie, and a pretty good kick. Not at the net, but maybe too good a kick. Phil Betcher probably not too happy about that one.
Yeah, pretty good strike on that one, Gary. Not really a scoring threat, but you're correct. The defense does not look like it has in previous matches, and they're not marking quite as tightly as they normally do. We'll have to see how that works going on, because the defense has really been the mainstay of this Harrisburg side throughout the season. Really, I mean, their defense has been extraordinary in some matches.
Well, I think one of the hardest things, too, for Harrisburg is, you know, the different lineups you've had to really patch in there with all the various injuries they've had. And people have been out for various reasons. So, you know, trying to get that chemistry again, it might take a little bit of time here tonight coming back home to the FNB Field.
You used the perfect word, Gary. It really is chemistry, and it takes a while to develop, both on the field and off the field. And when you've got constant lineup changes, it's very difficult to get the continuity that you want and the flow of the game. And I think you're seeing that early in this match. Just a little bit disjointed. As I said, they're still feeling each other out a little bit, but it's not really apparent what Harrisburg is trying to do strategically. They've possessed the ball pretty well. They haven't had any scoring threats yet. See what develops. And their defense, as you say, is not quite as tight in marking up as they have been earlier in the season. So just a little bit, I wouldn't say rusty, but they don't have the chemistry that they've had with other lineups.
I've been impressed with Rochester's speed on defense, particularly in stopping any kind of middle passing game right now. There's nothing available in the middle thus far for the City Islanders, and they haven't been able to loosen that defense up at all.
Free kick coming up here for Rochester, Gary, on the foul by Harrisburg. See how they play this. Did we get a card on that? I couldn't tell.
I did not see a
I
card.
didn't see.
No.
I
think we're okay. I think it was just a trip. Long, high kick, far side. Head to the middle, and then headed out of there nicely by Brent. For the moment, Rochester still with it. And then taken out again by City Islanders, but controlled by Rochester at midfield. Stolen back by Paul Wilson. Paul Wilson ahead. He's got Rapopa Mensah up there. Mensah trying to make one last move. Rupensa with a good move there. No corners in this game yet so far. Back to Abbas Mohammed. Mohammed carrying the ball a long way is Mohammed. Far side. Wilson gets a foot on it. He's chasing it down far corner. And then right there at the end line, Rochester manages to steal it away.
A couple of nice little runs though by Harrisburg there, and that's what they're going to need to do, Gary. That will open up the defense, create the space and the scoring opportunities. So those little runs are going to be a big difference, and the ability to break up the Rochester attack as Wilson did and then counterattack quickly, very important for Harrisburg tonight, as they've got to score some goals.
Some of the big people they had up front out right now. What Harrisburg has turned to the last 4 or 5 contests has been the speed game, and they have a lot of speed on the field tonight. And of course, that's one of the things we said this year on defense has really been a difference. Here's a tough play coming up here. Rochester with it. Fight to the corner right now and taken down from behind, but should be on Rochester.
It is.
And the ball will belong to the City Islanders. That was Darius Madison running down Abbas Mohammed from behind. So Calvano with it, far side. And again, you see Rochester really stretching their defense out here, keeping the pressure on Harrisburg to make maybe a little quicker pass than they want to here this evening. Rochester controlling it again, far side. Off the City Islanders, so Rochester will bring it in. Well, you talk about a great night in this league. Saturday night, Charlie, the most fans in a single day in the 4 leagues of soccer in this country, and notably in Cincinnati, where they played to a 2-2 draw with Orlando City, but that wasn't the story. 25,038 fans in attendance that night on Fan Appreciation Night.
Really remarkable. Cincinnati has drawn exceptionally well, as you know, Gary. They do even on the road. When they came in here, we saw a lot of fans, but that franchise has really got it going, particularly at home. Their fan base out in earnest. And here at FNB Field, you won't get a better product or a better night than to come out to this ballpark and see the City Islanders play. So we hope that folks will make it a point to come out here on Saturday night and see the Pennsylvania rivalry between Harrisburg and Pittsburgh.
Kyle Morton will bring the ball in here for Rochester. Taken there by Will Fall. And stolen away in the middle by Olabi, and then right back to Rochester. Yeah, 25,000 people, and I think Cincinnati was dumbstruck after I was watching their coach on a video, and he was just saying how humbled he was by the numbers that turned out for Fan Appreciation Night.
That's really remarkable. I mean, this ballpark obviously won't hold 25,000, but it'll be great to see it packed out for the Harrisburg City Islanders.
Speaking of fans, we have Islanders have fans in Afghanistan cheering us on. We send a signed Capelli Sport Camo jersey and Islanders swag over there, and fans can read more about it. Check out the photos of them wearing our gear at cityislanders.com. So fans in Afghanistan, thank you for watching tonight, and thank you for your service.
Hear, hear.
Of course, Community Night here, we're recognizing tonight the military and medical personnel here this evening. Live from FNB Field here tonight, and now free kick coming up, dangerous time here as we're at minute number 25.
Yeah, an important set piece right here.
And there it is.
And there it is.
It's in.
Header right off of the free kick there, Gary. And
so let's take a look at it again. Here's your set piece. And there's your headshot coming up from Darius Madison, who heads it right into the corner past Brandon Miller in the 25th minute. And Madison with the score.
Right off of the set piece, as we called it, Gary. Great header, and not too much the keeper can do when it's right at the corner.
For Madison, that's his third goal of the season to go along with 1 assist. So 1-0 here in the 25th minute of this match, and the Islanders need to play uphill now to get back into it. Those set pieces are always so tough, Charlie, and they eventually catch up to you.
They do, and Harrisburg has not defended especially well against set pieces this year, Gary. They have had some trouble marking up with players coming across the middle. That's what you saw right there as Darius Madison came in, got the easy headshot.
So Rochester strikes first here tonight in the Capelli Hero Cup. Long kick. There's Lynn, and Lynn goes high to spear that one. Thomas was nearby, ready to pick up any opportunity that might have resulted from a bobble.
And that may have been a little tougher than it looked, Gary. It looked like he had a little bit of difficulty handling it. I'm not sure what exactly was going on there.
I'm not sure that the sun didn't get up in his eyes a little bit there, too. We were talking about the sun, which is now covering about half the field and moving down in his direction. But he's probably the one guy that can still see the sun very clearly there. I saw Rochester get off their bus tonight when I was coming in. You talk about a bunch of serious-looking guys. I mean, there wasn't anybody talking. They came in here tonight looking like they're hunting bear this evening.
Ready to play.
Absolutely. So Lynn, big foot out of there. And it'll be offsides against Rochester, so here's Travis Brent, swings it far side across the field. Taken by McLaws over there. Oh, and a high kick, and that's just off the hands of Lennon. I'll tell you, Wilson let a rocket go there.
That was one heck of a strike, Gary. That had some mustard on it, no question about it.
Well, speaking of first time, probably the first corner kick tonight for the Islanders. So the first good look tonight as Paul Wilson had a good straight-on shot. And there you see a nice angle on the field here in that far corner. As Paul Wilson will set up the corner kick here. It's either going to be Paul Wilson. Is that Johnny Mendoza down there? Wilson and Mendoza. Looks like Mendoza will take the kick in the far corner. High look, and right on the top of the net there. So Mendoza didn't quite get that curled around the way he wanted to, but the Islanders with a good look down there and a good chance. Take a look at this again. Here's Paul Wilson. He lines this up, and I'll tell you what, Lynn did well to get up there and put a hand on that one.
That's about as good a strike as you're going to get from, better than 18 yards out, Gary. He really put a rocket on there.
And Lynn just being careful. It might have been just a touch high, but when you're a keeper right there, you don't have a chance to really think a whole lot about that. So down to Mensah it comes, and it's going to be offsides. As Rapopa Mensah trying to get down there and into position. Saturday night, we're going to be hosting the Riverhounds here at the stadium. They'll compete for the 2017 Keystone Derby Cup, which the Islanders took last year. And by the way, if you're looking to party a little bit, there'll be a pre-party at the Skyline Sports Complex right here behind the seating at the stadium from 4:30 to 6:30, hosted by the very same Capital City crew that Jessica was talking to a little bit ago, and the Feel Your Boobies Foundation right before the game. Boneshire Brew Works is providing beer, Jazzerin's Katie is providing food, and Wink 104 is going to be here. It's all free. So join us on Saturday night, 4:30 to 6:30, in a pre-party
Gary, there aren't too many guarantees in life, but I can pretty well guarantee that that Cap City crew has a good time.
They do.
So if you want to have a good time at a little party on Saturday afternoon, that's a good crew to hang out with.
And check out cityislanders.com tonight, too, if you want to bid on one of these jerseys. Very swank jerseys here, the camouflage jersey, special for tonight. Good move in the corner here. And again, a little bit of disorganization on defense back there in the back tonight as they finally get it out to Grosh. Grosh will send it upfield, looking ahead for Mensah. Mensah can't track it down. Instead, the defense will kick it back to Lind, who brings it back out for Rochester.
And you do see a little bit more, Gary, the helter-skelter stuff on the back line tonight. You don't see the confidence that they've had all season long in their defense. It shows, and they've got to reestablish that because the defense is the key to this City Islanders side.
Will Fall was taken down there, and the ball belonged to Rochester. So admitted number 31 here, and no stoppage to speak of so far. And again, another free kick here. Be taken by Rochester. Not a particularly good kick that time, and then that one just hit hard as kind of a, darn it, I missed the first one, let me try the second one. That one didn't work either. So Wall Fall, who is the leading scorer on this team, 7 goals with that effort. And off the side of the foot it goes from Brandon Miller. Out comes Brent. To the middle comes to Thomas. Take that Grosh rather, and Grosh takes it far side. Looking for Johnny Mendoza. Mendoza, nice little move in the center. Has the kick. Again, that center guarded very well so far, Charlie, by Rochester.
Yeah, the counter has been, semi-effective tonight, but the center defense has been very strong for Rochester, and they've been able to break up the counterattack and the Harrisburg offense too many times.
Oscar Hambo is looking for someone in the crease there. Again, the defense for Rochester up to the task. Muhammad coming in, can't get it. And Ryan James will get it out of there for Rochester. Good fight there by Olabi to take it away. Calvano. Olabi taking it down from behind, and the Islanders will control it. Talk about rocket shots. Rashad Olabi earlier this season had one of those for a big goal. Now long high hit. Oh, and over the top. Thomas just taken down, holding his right arm.
That doesn't look good.
No, Thomas was taken down and never had a chance to really, looks like his shoulder he's reaching up to right now. We can't quite tell. Let's go to Jessica Crossan right now, who is somewhere out there in the stadium. Jessica, where are you? And I guess Jessica is walking right now, so we'll get her in just a few minutes. But Thomas gets up, no worse for wear, but sure looked like he came down on that shoulder. Didn't have, see that? And I think it was the fact that the player came down on top of his shoulder as well.
Yeah, initially that looked pretty tough, but he's a tough player, and he's back up and into the action. Didn't even take treatment from the sideline. So, very durable ball player there.
Jamie Thomas, takes a lot to pull him out of a match. So Wilson swings it far side to McLaws. Double teamed in there, ball taken away by Rochester, and they've got some numbers. One man to beat. To the middle it comes, headed far side, back to the middle. Open for a moment, and they're going to get a corner kick out of it. Yeah, the defense not getting back now.
Not exceptionally well played there at all, Gary, and they came into the box. There was not a good delivery, or that would have been a real serious scoring opportunity. There just wasn't a great delivery inside the box, but he had the defender beat.
Dangerous time there. And kind of an interesting corner kick here as they get it back out to Wall Fall, and Wall Fall on one bounce. He's got the big foot, the 7 goals, but Brandon Miller, perfect position.
Yeah, a little quick volley, but not any real threat.
Haven't seen anybody take a corner kick out that far so far this season. But with Fall there and the ability to score, and big guy and a jet foot, they know their team better than we do, obviously. So Rochester controls it. We're in minute number 35 here of the first half. 1-0. If you're just joining us, Rochester leads the Islanders. And again, on the attack here is Rochester. Here's Fall with it. Fall one man to beat again. Watch out. And Fall just to the far left. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Sirius XM-FC, Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XM-FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times. 1-0 here so far. Gary Sutton, Charlie Giroux, our whole Invicta crew with you here tonight. Glad you could take time to join us here on a beautiful evening at FNB Field. And the sun has almost taken over the whole stadium here, and I suspect the lights will come on fairly soon. Here's Wilson. Wilson with a good move here. Wilson, one man to beat. Wilson has it taken away again in the middle by Wall Fall. Talk about the big and the small of it. Fall coming out of there with a real good take. Good job by Brandon Miller jumping up on that one. Hey, the defense transition, or the offense transitions very, very well for this Rochester team. You can see how they've been so successful this season, Charlie.
They're very quick, Gary, and their counterattack is very, very strong. And Harrisburg's got to recognize that, ready to pull their defenders back a little bit more quickly than they have. They need support on that back line.
Jamie Thomas not able to control the long kick downfield to pass to him, so Dan Lynn will bring it back into play now for Rochester. Rochester controlling it far side. You're going to get an offside call again against the Rhinos. Quickly into play it comes for City Islanders. Muhammad with it. Back to Brent. Brent touches it off to Muhammad. Muhammad trying to look middle right there. Thomas has it. Brings it back to Brent, and we'll reset it and swing probably far side, or will we? Rhinos sitting back a little bit more in their defense here than they have been. Good ground pass that time to Wilson. Wilson back to the middle. Got Mensah right in front. Mensah with a kick and just missing left. Oh, Rapopa Mensah had it.
Now watch that one again, Gary. It's really remarkable. Had essentially the whole goal to shoot at, and they're arguing the call. I'm not sure what the situation is here.
There's the push. That's what they're arguing right there. And that'll be a corner kick, but it could have been a lot more. So the second corner of the night coming up here for the Islanders, but what might have been. You saw the push behind as Johnny Mendoza down in the near corner ready to put this from the play. You're getting a perfect look at it from upstairs. Mendoza, good hard kick, and then whacked out of there by Dan Lind. McLaw's right back on top and puts it back in the middle again. Lind back on top and will tip it over. Did he touch it? Take a look at this ball inside the box again, and you take a look and you judge. Now watch. Man, you can't reach out. Now, he pulled his hands back.
Gave him about as close to a full wrap as you can get, Gary. He did pull him back, but
if you can go on intention and what you were trying to do, that was a definite foul. But he may not have made any real contact. It was tough for us, and the official had a much better look. Here's another look, right inside there. Again, take it out, headed out by Rochester, then back upfield it comes. And then across the touchline it will go, and the Islanders will still have it. So the Islanders putting some pressure on right here. Olabi hits it to middle to Wilson. It should belong to the Islanders again, as Wilson looked like he was pushed down from behind, Charlie.
That was the call, and we've got a direct kick coming up here for Harrisburg.
Wilson getting a second win here because when you saw him go down, it was a really awkward looking split. And so
Rochester going to set up the wall right at the corner of the box, Gary. So this is a real good opportunity for Harrisburg off of this set piece. Let's see how they play it.
Similar to the distance that Rochester had on their goal. So let's see what they can get out of this. They've been putting pressure on here in the last few minutes. So here we go. And they chip it. Not quite sure where that was supposed to go. In American football, that's a 3. In soccer, it's goal kick.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the thought was there, Gary. I'm really not. That was not what he intended or wanted to do.
Well, Muhammad, I think, was looking to try to chip something over the top, but he almost chipped it over the top of the Susquehanna River, which runs right next door here. So the ball belongs to Rochester, and Lynn will bring it out of there. Lynn with a good high arching kick. Grosh gets up there, gets a head on it. Muhammad fouls it up. And Ryan James had it as well. Now here come the Islanders again, and they are making a good move here again. It's Wilson, and they're making Lynn work right now.
There, he unloaded. Good run through the middle there, Gary. Relatively unmarked. And again, these little runs are going to make big differences because you're forcing the defense, and that's where the opportunities are going to come as you stretch them a little bit, create some space. And
there's Wilson, and he had the wide side of the net open, just could not quite hook up. Here come the Islanders again. Grosh with it this time. Much more offensive here at the end of the half in terms of getting the ball down. They're getting some scoring opportunities, Charlie.
They are. Started very slowly, Gary, and felled out the Rochester defense a little bit. The Rochester defense looked good early on. Harrisburg beginning to put a little pressure on, but they're down a goal. They've got to put the pressure.
Long hit, this time a little too long, and Lynn's going to pick it off. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor for the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. And if you'd like to go for $1 million, by the way, in silver and gold, play the new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery for your chance at top prizes of $1 million. Could you use $1 million, Charlie?
You know, Gary, I have to think about that a little while. The Powerball thing at $300+ million, I'd play that. But for $1 million,
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, there are a lot of people that like to have $1 million, and players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. It does benefit older Pennsylvanians every day. The new scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery, a chance to win $1 million silver and gold. Gary Sutton, Charlie Giroux, the whole Invicta crew here with you tonight as we are in the minute number 43 right now. 1-0 here in the first half. Rochester leads it. You see a little push coming up here from Olabi, and player going down. I didn't think he really was pushed that hard, but here comes Rochester, near side. Looking over here for Ryan James. Ryan James right back to the middle. Kicked out of there for a moment. We picked up here near side by Beresford. And here comes Abbas Muhammad again, pushed in the back. Should be a call there.
And a nice run there, a real nice run, Gary. And those are, again, are the opportunities that are going to open up as that defense is forced to react to those, in that case, fairly long runs.
Looks to me like tonight, like we've seen more long runs by City Islanders than we have all season long.
Yeah, and I think that's a little bit of personnel, Gary, but yeah, there certainly are more tonight than we've seen at other times of the season where they've relied more on their short passing game.
A lot of good ball handlers out there, a lot of quickness out there as well, and so it's nice to see tonight as they're really pushing the ball a long way and before they hit that Rochester defense. And Wilson down again. And I'm not sure that little split eagle he did a little while, or a spread eagle he did a little while ago, is still hurting him. The Islanders can ill afford to have another score out of there.
Another opportunity here, Gary, for Harrisburg side on this free kick. About 35 yards out.
Well, this is going to be coming up on the last one because 45th minute we are in right now. So let's see what happens.
And there shouldn't be too much stoppage time.
No, very little. Will it be? And it just rises too quickly. He had a good little vapor trail behind that one. Just rose up a little bit too much, but nice idea.
Yeah, he clearly had that as his plan, Gary, and just a little bit too much of a rise. Leaned back just a tiny little bit on that shot, but struck it well and has to be fairly happy.
So I don't know that you're going to have a whole lot of stoppage time here coming up. We're about 8 seconds away from the end of regulation time in the first half. There may be a minute. I'd be surprised if there was much more than that. There you go, 1 minute.
You called it.
So under a minute to go here now in the first half, and 1-0. Rochester leads. It'll be nice to get one more look here for the Islanders. Brent gets it to Muhammad. Muhammad to Thomas. Passing is picked up here about midway through the first half. The Islanders really seem to have an idea of what they want to try to do right now. They put a lot of pressure on goalkeeper Lind. Now the ball goes across the touchline, and you're going to get a corner kick coming up here for the Islanders. So exactly what you wanted here at the end of the first half, as this will be goal kick, or corner kick number 4, rather.
It was a throw-in.
And a throw-in instead.
Very close
Forgive
to the
me.
corner. Yeah, very close.
I saw him point down to the corner there, and so I'll correct myself there. 3 corner kicks to 1 in the first half for the Islanders. Probably right around 19 seconds left here in the first half. And counting down, and that will be it. And the first half is history. Rochester leads 1-0 here at the half. We're going to be heading over to Jessica Crossan, who'll have Bill Betcher here in just a moment. But Charlie, it was kind of interesting. The Islanders, one tough goal they gave up in the first half for the most part. They got back into their defensive flow, and they really started to get into their offensive flow at the end of the first half.
Yeah, they did. You know, once Rochester scored, you saw kind of a different side for Harrisburg. They picked it up offensively. Their defense tightened up a little bit. They've got to get past this scoring drought, though, Gary. They've got to get serious shots on frame. They've got to create the space up front. They've got to create more opportunities to score.
And we're going to be going over with Jessica Crossan in just a moment here, who's going to be with Coach Bill Betcher. But 1-0 here, so Harrisburg down by 1 to a tough Rochester team as we're playing for the Capelli Hero Cup tonight here. And let's get over right now to Jessica Crossan. She's with head coach Bill Betcher. Jessica?
Hi guys, I'm here with head coach Bill Betcher. Now we're heading into the half down 1-0. What would you like to see some improvements on? I know our defense isn't looking as tight as it normally is. We've had a couple opportunities up top, but what do you want to talk about in the locker room?
Well, I mean, you know, we have to play with a little more urgency and energy like we did the last 12 minutes. I mean, I thought, you know, we woke up a little bit at the end of the half and put some pressure on there and got some good chances. So if we can carry that momentum over to the second half, I think we'll find a way to get a goal back.
Are you planning on making any changes?
No, we'll stay the way we are right now.
All right, thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jessica. So you heard it, no changes for the second half, at least so far. And he was, as we said, you saw the pickup there in the last 12 minutes or so. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We'll have highlights. We'll have stats for you. All coming up here live from FNB Field. It's 1-0 at the half. Rochester leads City Islanders here on Invicta. Back after this.
Crooked Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner for the Harrisburg City Islanders. The rental community, located in Susquehanna Township, features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, state-of-the-art fitness center, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living that Central PA has to offer.
Focus. It's hard to keep. Everybody wants a piece of you. So don't lose it. Take your time. Work hard. Don't give up. And when your moment comes, breathe through. And focus.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dolphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
We are at the half here at FNB Field, where Rochester leads the City Islanders 1-0. Let's take a look at the highlights here in the first half. And you saw it belonged to Rochester, the early going, as they put some real pressure on Harrisburg. Brandon Miller up to the task there with a cross shot. And then there was the goal. A beautiful shot down there. Long kick by Will Fall. And then the head shot right into the corner from Darius Madison for the goal. So 1-0, and that being the difference here in the first half. And see Brandon Miller puts his head down. There's not a lot of goals that beat him normally. And Harrisburg came back in the last 12 minutes, and they really put some pressure on. You saw the good shot there from Paul Wilson. Dan Lynn able to tip it over the top and earned a corner kick. Here comes Rochester back. He had a dangerous moment out in front of the goal and ended up with a corner kick. Did not score on that, obviously. Here they come again, Will Fall. And he shows you what he can do, but just not quite getting the mustard on that shot that he wanted, but a great opportunity nevertheless. Harrisburg comes right back. And right in the front, and Rapopa Mensah just simply turned and missed it. Right before that, looked like there might have been a hold, but no call. And then here's Paul Wilson again, right back to Wilson, and Wilson lets go of a jet shot one more time. But Lynn equal to the task on the other end, stopping it, and you see the match stats here in the first half. 6 shots to 4 so far for the City Islanders. They lead in that category. 3-1 on target, 55% to 45% in possession. 3 offsides to 2, 1 yellow card either way thus far. But the big number on the board, the Rhinos lead 1-0. And again, Charlie, the Islanders look like they were getting the right kind of chemistry offensively at the end of the half. They need to pick that up coming out of the locker room here to start the second half.
The 2 words that Coach Betcher used were words we had used right before he came on camera: urgency and energy. That's what they've got to come out of the locker room with. If they do, they can continue the momentum that they had at the end of that half. Put a board, get right back into this contest, and we'll see what happens as they get down the road, because this is a perfect opportunity for Harrisburg to pick up 3 points.
Well, we'll see if that sense of urgency is there when they come out the second half. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more USL soccer here on Invicta right after this.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
It can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Focus. It's hard to keep. Everybody wants a piece of you. So don't lose it. Take your time. Work hard. Don't give up. And when your moment comes, breathe through. And focus.
Crooked Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner for the Harrisburg City Islanders. The rental community, located in Susquehanna Township, features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, state-of-the-art fitness center, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living that Central PA has to offer.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dolphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
Welcome back to FNB Field, where you're seeing some of the fans tonight waving to the crowd, to the cameras, and we're back here. And I wanted to tell you about the Harrisburg City Islanders are going to be auctioning off the game jerseys tonight. You saw those great camouflage game jerseys from Capelli, and these are worn by the players tonight during the inaugural Capelli Sport Hero Cup matches. They were worn on July 8th, and now here again on August 8th. In Harrisburg, and the starting bid for each player's jersey is $65, or you can purchase them for $150. Now, this auction is exclusively online, and you can bid here at cityislanders.com. And the details in the auction, very simply, they're game-worn, service-inspired camouflage jerseys, and you can check it out. And all the proceeds benefit the Wounded Warrior Project that connects, serves, and empowers wounded warriors. You can read more about them at newsroom.woundedwarriorproject.org/about-us. Now, the auction starts today. It'll end on August 15th, 1 week after the conclusion of the second leg of the Cup, which is tonight, obviously. And the Cup will be awarded to the winner tonight of the regular season series between these two sides. In the event that the two teams match results, a series of tiebreakers will determine the overall winner. And the tiebreakers are very simple. Goal differential, number 1. Away goals, number 2. Position in USL standings at conclusion of the August 8th match, number 3. Now, if you look at those right now, Rochester leads in all 3 of them. However, we got another half to play that could change all that around tonight, and the Capelli Sports Hero Cup could go to City Islanders, but they're going to have to score 2 goals here in the second half to make that happen.
And these jerseys really are a great opportunity, Gary, not only to have a game-used uniform, which is pretty cool in and of itself, but also to support a really worthy and great cause, the Wounded Warrior Project. And I think washing is free.
There you go. By the way, more news for the City Island Academy. They're hosting another 3-on-3, 3v3 Summer Sizzler in Lancaster on August 26th. Register your team today by going to cityislanders.com. Tournaments and 3 versus 3 Sizzler. Our next home game coming up here Saturday night, Harrisburg versus Pittsburgh. And that one, of course, will be for the Keystone Cup, the Keystone Derby Cup, which the Islanders took last year. So that's Saturday night at 7 p.m. right out here at FNB Field. Hope you'll come on out. And by the way, as we mentioned earlier, there's a pre-party at Skyline Sports Complex right here behind the main seating complex. That's 4:30 to 6:30, hosted by the Capital City Crew and the Feel Your Boobies Foundation right before the game. Boneshire Brew Works is providing beer, Jazzerin's Catering is providing food, and Wink 104 is providing music. It's all free, and it's right here 4:30 to 6:30 before the game on Saturday night before the Keystone Derby Cup final between the City Islanders and Pittsburgh. We'll take a very quick break. We'll come right back for the opening of the second half here on Invicta.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
These past few years have been tough on all of us.
Back at FNB Field, we are getting ready to start the second half here. The lights are on at FNB Field. The teams are back on the field. Rochester with a lead, 1-0. Very simply, for the Islanders to win the Capelli Hero Cup, I think they probably have to score, 3 goals here in the second half?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, they lost 1-0 back on July 8th. They're down 1-0 here, and a tie. All the tiebreakers right now go to Rochester, who's in 5th place, and of course the Islanders in 11th at the moment. We are underway here, and one of the things you heard Bill Betcher talk about at the half, Charlie, was the idea that they got to come out here with a sense of urgency. Let's see if they have that sense of urgency here to start the second half.
The 2 words he used, urgency and energy, and thus far they look pretty good, but we're early in the second half. But Harrisburg really has to put on some pressure on the back line of the Rochester defense and create some scoring opportunities. They just haven't put the ball on frame enough, and when you don't do that, you don't win matches.
They started to get it on frame there at the end of the first half. And again, 3 shots on frame compared to 1 so far for Rochester. Unfortunately, the 1 was a goal.
And a significant advantage in time of possession in the first half, Gary, and that was almost exclusively at the end of that first half. I mean, the early part of the match, they didn't have the energy that they had later, and they really picked it up. And if they can continue that, keep that momentum going, got a shot.
And again, carrying the ball a long way here is Sean McLaw. So you're seeing a lot more of that right now by the Islanders than we've seen earlier in the season. Here's a good kick to the middle. Nobody home near side as chasing it down over here was Groft. And injury down on the field for the moment. We're going to be checking in with Jessica Crossan here in a moment as she is traversing the stadium tonight, putting some miles on per Fitbit. You'll see what happened right here. Let's see. McLaws goes down. Looks like he just kind of caught his right ankle a little bit. Wilson. No changes here for the Islanders to start the second half, and none that we can see yet for Rochester. A dangerous moment out in front there as Brandon Miller finally tracks it down. To Mendoza. We'll swing it back and we'll start it all again. Over to Johnny Mendoza, far side. Near side it comes. McLaw's got it. Great look here from upstairs cameras or on Vica crew. Bringing all these sights and sounds to you tonight here on wherever you are. Good takeaway by the Islanders. Swing far side. You got Mendoza again coming up. Trying to penetrate the middle of that tough defense of the Rhinos. Olabi's got it. Swing it back near side to Thomas. Thomas to Wilson.
Harrisburg moving the ball well right now, Gary.
They really are. Just kind of trying to pick it apart with short ground passes right now. Swing it far side again. Try to loosen that defense up side to side.
They've reversed fields a couple of times here and trying to spread that defense and create the spaces that they need up front.
See the players popping out to the ball and everybody filling in nicely behind for Rochester. Good defense. Basketball, we call that the fort. And they've certainly made a fort in the middle tonight so far, though the Islanders starting to penetrate that at the end of the first half.
They are. And Gary Sutton, one of the masters of that defense, knows it well.
So kicked out of there by Rochester. You know, Rochester really has not had the great passing tonight. I mean, we've seen much better passing and obvious possession in the first half, 55% to 45% for the Islanders. So the Islanders have had the better of everything here tonight except the score.
They have. It was that one set piece, Gary, where a player came through literally unmarked. Darius Madison hit a great headshot, put it right in the corner. There's nothing the keeper can do at that point. That's where those little lapses in the defense really cost you the match.
And for the moment, Rochester fairly happy to sit back on the lead and just let the Islanders pass it. Here comes Olabi. We'll spread it near side. Brings it over to McLaws. McLaws comes out of there. Back to Olabi. Islanders very patient right now thus far. They'll take it far side again. Muhammad. Flat pass in there. Had Wilson. Quick hit. And Lynn dives on it, but a nice job on the Islanders trying to pick that defense apart little by little.
They have, Gary, in the first 5 minutes of this half, I mean, they have completely dominated play and possessed the ball probably 95% of the time, and they are looking with that short passing game to pick the defense very slowly apart, stretching it, reversing their fields, and creating the spaces that ultimately will give them scoring opportunities.
Long kick downfield will be taken by the Islanders. I almost think it seems like the Islanders have them back on their heels just a little bit as Wall fall with it right here for a moment. Back it comes. Olabi picks it up. No pressure. Out it comes. Another good pass. Just brush off to Thomas. Thomas. Back to McLaws. John Grosh again. Islanders doing the same thing, just in and out. Constant passing here in the creases. Thomas. Back to McLaws. Sounds like a doctor. Scalpel. Knife. Right. Scissors. The Islanders, not a good pass there, and picked up by Rochester. Then through it comes. Oh, and nobody on the outside that time. That was just a good
idea.
And you could see Paul Wilson said it was my fault. I didn't quite see it.
Yep, it's a good idea.
But the things they're doing are the right things right now, trying to hook up for a score here.
Yeah, they've looked much more impressive at the beginning of this half than they did at the beginning of the first half, Gary. And again, the patience that they're displaying on offense is going to work if they continue to create those spaces and stretch the defense.
You've got to stay on that focus and sustain that, obviously. It's down to Dan Lynn, it comes. Long kick, not able to catch up to that as Rapopa Menza. So Lynn taking plenty of time to get his team back down. Lynn's shown us a great foot. And there you see it again. That's a rocket. Here come the Islanders. They can get on top of this. Rochester keeps it. Down the field it comes, and you've got a little open running area right here. Look out. And there's Miller, perfect position. Miller hasn't seen a shot in a while, and sometimes that can wake you up in a hurry when you see something like that coming at you.
Came near post, which he had covered, but he put some speed on that and a nice strike on that.
Darius Madison again, who already has the one goal in this game. Your side it comes to Vic Laws. Back to Grosh. Only goal in the game, a headshot from Madison as we're in minute number 54 here in the second half. Just getting underway here in the second half right now. Rochester trying to establish a little bit of possession time here. They've not had a lot of it. And Brandon Miller goes to kick it out of there. Hit Travis Brent right on the hip. And now down goes Abbas Muhammad. Right back up.
He's back up, but he was banged up.
So Muhammad gets it started. It's back to Wilson. Wilson just pushed out of there by Fall. Fall is one big dude. Rochester trying to control it down along the end line. They throw it in. And across the touchline it goes again. Ball be taken out of there by City Islanders. And headed across the touchline by Rochester. So the City Islanders have it down here in pretty good position for the throw-in. Play it comes here. Hard kick near side over to McLaws. Laws takes it back for Wilson, and here we go again. Trying to pick apart this defense. You can see how much Rochester's kind of sitting back in that thing right now. You're not getting the attack out there as they have before. Now they're kind of changing it up just a little bit.
And it's really an opportunity for Harrisburg. If Rochester's going to play back, Gary, it's really the time in the match when Harrisburg wants to put additional pressure on and come with that energy and that urgency, because a goal right here changes this match completely.
Well, you wonder too if the mentality of just staying on defense doesn't kind of lure you into a false sense of security. I'm just throwing out an idea right there, but it seems like if you're not really practicing possessing the ball here, it's you're going to get offsides called here. So again, what they're doing, they're sitting back. They have one guy out ahead right there, and that's all they have. No, one long pass, and the Islanders have it back immediately. But again, they have the score. They have the score lead, and that's the main thing, and they know it. Rochester gets it far side, kicks it across the touchline, though. The off-City Islanders and belong to Rochester. So trying to get something going here to start the second half. It's been a long while since they really had that one shot on goal here to start the second half, and other than that, you haven't really seen very much offense. As Will Fall, a guy who can get a lot of offense for you in a hurry, has the ball here in the middle. Fall's kind of at the middle. He's like the middle of the wheel. You know, you watch him and everything happens through him in the middle.
He takes the ball and distributes it very well, Gary, and you're right. It's almost like the hub of a wheel. He'll take it, distribute it to the...
Find the other spokes. Ross does a nice job here. McLaw's trying to chase it down. Can he get to it? No, just across the end line. Ross with a nice idea, just a little too much on it. So Dan Lynn will get to boot it out of there again. He's been solid tonight. As Rochester has been defense-minded throughout the course of the evening. And Lynn with another belt. Taken by McLaws there. Good block out in the middle. The Islanders trying to take it away here, down in the corner. Trying to swing the kick out. But it'll be a goal kick instead, getting out of there. So good run there by Rochester, but nothing doing. Rochester gets it back here. Dangerous moment coming up. Look out. And Brandon Miller, and you're going to get a call right here, I think.
Outside, though, I think. Certainly a card.
And they're going to call a yellow card on Travis Brent outside of the scoring area, thank heavens. Now you're going to see the argument coming up here, but Paul Wilson making sure he's sitting there on it. Now take a look here. Yep, outside of the area. Good call by the official. As Travis Brent broke it up, we said how dangerous that looked for the moment, and Brent got in there, went for the ball, slid in there, gets hit with a yellow card, probably saved the goal.
No doubt. Ultimately, you get the card, but in some respects it's a good tackle. And, you know, this set piece is going to be tough, very difficult to defend just outside the area.
On the other hand, too, you also have a very close area here that you don't have a lot of room. You got to get up over top of the wall. But again, here's a guy who can do a wall fall. It's a guy that can unload in a hurry. 7 goals on the season. Showing you some good flat shots earlier. Let's take a look at what he can do here. There you see a good angle. Brandon Miller's got to be equal. It's like a long penalty kick. And over the top it goes. And that's the problem when you have those close ones. You really can't hit it as flat as you want to.
You have too many defenders there. I mean, that wall is set right in front of you. The play is really to put it just over top of the wall and bend it in. He leaned back a little bit too much and put it way over the bar.
In golf, we call that a flop shot with a little power.
Yeah.
Which is hard to get on a flop shot. So you just kind of want to pop it over the top there. Beautiful night here tonight at City Island and on FNB Field. No humidity to speak of, and just a gorgeous evening for soccer. Very little wind tonight, if any. Had a lot more wind earlier in the day today, but it really has calmed down this evening. Islanders down 1-0 here in minute number 61. Battle on the far side with the ball, and it will belong to the Islanders. Back to Calvano it comes. He's got McLaw's near side. And to the middle, and no one home in the middle. I'm not sure they were thinking about maybe Wilson there, but he wasn't there. Rochester has had very little offensive chemistry here since really about the middle of the first half.
Yeah, Harrisburg has really dominated the play and certainly possessed the ball more, Gary, but they have yet to put a shot in the net and not many on frame.
Saw Brandon Beresford over there kind of making a case, but Rochester has it here. Dangerous moment coming up. Not going to happen. Coming out of there hard is Thomas. Thomas making something happen. all the way down, and then a good save by the defense for Rochester.
Nice run there by Thomas leading the counterattack, but not much up front.
I want to remind you fans, you can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Sirius XM-FC, Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XM-FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. You can see the man down on the field right now. For Rochester. So the ball belongs to Rochester. That was Sergio Campbell who was down on the field. Back it comes to Brandon Miller. Miller will swing it out. Got Mohammed. Back to Brent. Mohammed with just a little bit of running room there. Trying to get it to the middle. And looking for the pass outside, taken away by Will Fall. I want to say Will Fall every time, but it's actually Wall Fall, so I have to make sure I have that right. Interesting to know where Wall came from. Well, so far tonight, the Wall would exemplify what the defense has been like for Rochester. It's been a wall out there.
Impenetrable thus far, though. Harrisburg has chipped away, stretched it, tried to create some space up front.
A lot of chips out of that wall, but no big blocks have been taken away yet. They haven't been able to blow it up.
Well said.
And a good job there playing it down by Olabi. So the ball will be a goal kick coming out here. We're in our 64th minute of this one. And you want to keep that sense of urgency up that Bill Betcher talked about at the half for the Islanders. You sense the transition right now a little bit to the Rochester offense from their defense. They're getting a little bit more offensive. Islanders sitting back just a little bit for the moment.
Yeah, you see or feel the momentum shifting just a little bit, and that's dangerous for Harrisburg. They've got to keep the momentum. They've got to keep that urgency, that energy, press the attack constantly. They've really got to be constantly pushing it. Here's another good run by
here.
Harrisburg.
4 versus 3 right here. Olabi takes it off. Good look. Oh, and Lynn manages to get a hand up again. Another good look by Paul Wilson. And it's going to be a corner kick, first of the second half. 4th of the match. Watch Wilson right here. Great pass from Olabi. He'll touch it off to Wilson. Wilson gets one good look here and lets it fly, and that was in if it gets on by Lynn.
And you're going to have the corner from the near side here right in front of our broadcast booth, Gary, but those runs, again, are really starting to pay dividends. That was a real nice run. Little pop to Wilson, who took a great shot, and your keeper there on the Rochester side saved the goal.
Okay, Lynn was way out there too. I mean, he's lucky he got his hand on that early. Now Wall Fall is down on the pitch right now. Hopefully he's okay. Good sportsmanship there by Abbas Muhammad. So here's Johnny Mendoza to take that corner. You like to look for Mensa. You like to look for Muhammad right here. Let's see what they get. Far side. And they got Olabi on the far side, one of the taller guys there.
Little header, just
take it off to the far side, looking back to the middle. Wilson was sitting there waiting for it. Calvano will kick it all the way back down to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller picks it up just with his foot and just kicks it off to Brent. Brent to Wilson. Wilson takes it back to Brent, being challenged there, and then back it comes to Brandon Miller. Olabi will get it started again. Down the far side to Mohammed, pushing ahead here. Grosh looking for somebody in the middle, nobody there, so brings it back out to Olabi instead. To Wilson. Wilson trying to get through. Here comes near side McLaws with a chance to get it to the middle, and he's going to get another corner kick out of it.
McLaws played that well. Saw the defender coming, let him push it out across the end line, and they come up with another corner and another opportunity, guys. These set pieces start to multiply.
Number 5 of the night now. Let's see what Mendoza can do with this one. Last time they looked for Olabi off the far side. Let's see if they try it again.
Good service.
Oh, and a good high jump by Grosh. So Travis Brent hit with the foul there, and the ball will come out. Let's see what Brent was doing from behind. Looked like Brent took the brunt of it, actually, from behind. I'm not sure what his foul was there other than falling down. So an interesting call by the official there.
Many times, as you know, it's the last thing the official sees.
Yeah.
They don't see the first push, they see the second one.
I mean, he was taken out early there, and so ball very quickly belongs to Rochester here on the offensive end. And it's still going to belong to Rochester. A little activity down there on the ground. Looked like a scrum for a moment. You get an idea just how big Wall Fall is. Looking down at Jamie Thomas. He is a long, lanky drink of water.
He is. And Jamie Thomas backs down to no one.
Even if he's looking up 2 feet.
Yeah, he doesn't mind.
Look at Paul Wilson. Paul Wilson's kind of making sure the ball's exactly where it's supposed to be. Little guys with big hearts right now, huh?
Yeah.
Going up against the tallest guy in the field. So again, one of those dangerous places here on the field. And Wall Fall earlier hit that shot that was headed in by Madison, the only goal in the game so far. So here's Wall Fall. Good flat kick, far side, had his man just for a moment, now kicked out of there by the Islanders, but still bottled up defensively here for a moment. Put it out nicely by Calvano, and now McLaws. Nice patience, waiting for Grosh to get down there. And Grosh, nice job, but McLaws did a great job there of waiting for Grosh to get into an area where he can receive the pass. Nice passing.
Very good look, and you get a Harrisburg throw as a result. On the near side here, touch line just in front of our broadcast booth.
Danny DePrima coming in here for John Grosh right now.
A local talent.
70th minute of this one, so DePrima in there. Danny DePrima, the Dillsburg Northern High School product, also by way of North Carolina State. Will be in for John Grosh. 70th minute. 1-0. Huge match here tonight. Really more for the Islanders than it is for Rochester. Though Rochester certainly trying to get back on their winning ways after going down their last match. So the Islanders get it back.
Now into the 72nd minute of this match, Gary, and Harrisburg really needs to pick it up a step here. They've got to ratchet it up a notch or two right now. Really put the pressure on this defense, put the pressure on the goal, see if they can get a score.
And they're not going to do it right here. By the way, soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Only one other match going on in all of the USL tonight. It's Colorado City against Orange County. So that out in obviously the Western Division. Lonely tonight
East Coast and one out on the left coast.
Exactly right. Coming up tomorrow night, it'll be Toronto against Charlotte. Charlotte, of course, the top team here in the division and the top team power ranking wise in the league. Charlotte, who's been playing as well as anybody out there. Of course, the Islanders getting a draw with them at home here in the last match. Saturday, you've got all kinds of power games coming up, Charlie. You got Charleston and New York Red Bulls. You got Ottawa and Charlotte. You got Richmond and Orlando City, and then Louisville and Cincinnati, maybe the best matchup out there.
That should be a great match. Cincinnati just across the river from Northern Kentucky, so there will be a lot of fans both places.
So we got a player down on the field again for Rochester. Got a new player heading into the match now for Rochester, and that would be Brad Candom. Will be coming in for Sergio Campbell. So Sergio Campbell is out of there, and Brad Camden is in. So Brad Camden is in there now. I want to remind you again, we'll do that in a moment here as play back underway. City Islander Academy is hosting another 3v3 Summer Sizzler in Lancaster on August 26th. Register your team today by going to cityislanders.com. Tournaments and 3v3 Sizzler. Islanders, as you said rightfully earlier here, Charlie, need to get into a sense of urgency now as far as scoring. They are down 1-0 as we are in minute number 74 now, or 75.
Yeah, the clock becomes their enemy at some point, Gary, and the opportunity is here right now to ratchet it up significantly and to really put pressure on this Rochester defense.
Need to get on the pedal right now. For Popa Menza.
That was a pretty good ball.
Look into the middle, and then pretty good kick out of there as well by Rochester. Their defense has been equal to the task all night long. Here come the Islanders. And then just taking a little too far before they try to swing back to the middle. Good run by DePrima there, just didn't quite have his feet under him. And right there, I think you saw a little bit of the results of the rain last night as he slipped out just at the end trying to get control of that.
It hasn't really affected the match thus far, Gary, because you think the ball will either skip or it will be slowed down on the pitch because of the wetness, but it really hasn't seemed to make much difference at all. But there you saw just a tiny little sliver of what a wet field does.
Talks about the quality of this field, I'll tell you what, and how well it's taken the water. Islanders have certainly been aggressive tonight offensively. They've controlled the match for the most part, possession-wise. They just have not been able to find a way into that net. And that's been their nemesis here of late.
3 straight matches without a goal. And now deep into a fourth.
Mendoza trying to hit a little chip into the middle there, won't do. Good takeaway. Good job by Ola B there getting the takeaway.
Then unfortunately the counterattack breaks down too quickly, Gary. That's where they've had a little bit of trouble here in the most recent going.
Yeah, after the 1-1 tie with Charlotte, they lost 3-0 in Cincinnati. Then they lost, then they were 0-0 with Orlando City B. That was on August 2nd and 5th, respectively. Or excuse me, July 26th in Cincinnati, and then August 2nd, Orlando City B, and then, of course, August 5th, got beat by the Rowdies 3-0. Here you go. looking to the middle again. Tracked down in the far corner by the Islanders. Somehow getting it out of there. Back it comes. DePrima ran it by. Touched it off to Olabi instead, and taken back by Rochester right here. There's Will Fall with it. Fall trying to find some place. Good chip shot ahead for his man coming down the near side. And a good look across, nothing doing. It's going to be offsides.
Yeah, that was actually nice delivery. It was a good ball and gave him an opportunity to make a pretty deep run and a little cross, but nobody home. You called it a chip shot. That's really what it was, but it worked very effectively.
Trying to find Brad Kemdem just into the game, and Kemdem just getting in behind the defense a little early. So back to McLaw as it comes. You really have to start to think offensively here as DePrima takes a corner. Back to the middle. You got a wide open shot, and then good defense coming up very quickly by Rochester. Everybody just kind of standing here for a moment. It's kind of interesting.
There's a little lull in the action here in some respects, Gary.
That ball was lonely for a few seconds. It just kind of laid there, and everybody's saying, is it me? Is it me? Both teams. You can see the further we go into this match now, the more this defense is tightening in around the goal for Rochester, as you would expect. Camden, looked like he hit his hand there.
Yeah.
Prima loses, or Thomas loses it rather, on the little chip. The boot downfield again, and again it's going to be offsides. As the whole offense way up there right now for the Islanders, so any kick down there is going to be offsides if you have a man getting behind him.
Pulling him offsides.
Two new men coming into the contest. Going to be Johan Graf, who had the winning goal against the Islanders in the 85th minute. He's in there now. On the other side, Frederick Apoku is in there for the Islanders. Graf scored in the 85th minute back on July 8th with a lone goal in that one. Graf brings in there a lot of speed right now. You can see him with a head of steam under his bonnet. Here's Olabi in the middle of the field. Long high kick, nobody there though.
And you wonder what that accomplishes, Gary. I mean, that doesn't do anything for you.
Not a good pass at all. So the ball be taken back here by Lind as we are in the 80th minute now of this one. 10 plus, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of stoppage time again left in this one. So the Islanders trying to find a way here to penetrate the net for the first time in 4 games. There's a push down.
Yeah, we sound redundant, Gary, by saying that City Island just really has to establish that urgency that Coach Betcher talked about at the half here in the remaining 10 minutes of this match. I mean, they've got the opportunity, but they've got to really press the attack now.
They've established precision on their passing for the most part all night long, as the possession's got to be somewhere in the 60% range. But unless it goes into that goal, it really doesn't matter at the end.
It doesn't. The only ones they count are the ones that go up on the scoreboard.
And for Rochester, they had that one set piece. And the kick from Wall Fall and the headshot from Darius Madison in the 25th minute of this one. We're down in the 81st minute, and that has stood up well. Good job by McLaws, taking it away. And then taken right on back. Mendoza. Back to Calvano. Calvano chips it down there, looking to DePrima. And I'll tell you what, it's interesting watching Rochester tonight. They're bringing their defense out more. They're attacking on the ball a lot more.
And for Harrisburg, this is almost like a pre-game drill, the short passing, star passing drill. But look at that back line of Rochester now. 4 flat, and then the midfielders are back, basically forming an impenetrable back line.
seeing they're really bringing out their people a little bit more. As you see Johan Graf in there, he's been chasing every ball down back in the back. As a slip out that time on the kick by Brent. The ball goes across the touchline, belongs to Rochester. They'll throw it in over there. Now in minute number 82, so a little over 8 minutes left in this one.
And it's the sand going through the hourglass pretty quickly here, Gary.
Yep. Again, important match here, trying to get back to that 8th spot for the Islanders, and this certainly would be a big step in that direction tonight.
And every match becomes vital because the opportunity to pick up points, particularly at home, where Harrisburg has played very, very well through this season. I think they're 4-1-4, if I remember correctly, through this year. This is their favorite spot, and
only 9 matches remaining after this one, so certainly the numbers go down against you. By the way, you can go for $1 million with $1 million silver and gold. Play the new scratch off for the Pennsylvania Lottery for your chance at top prizes of $1 million. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every single day.
And I thought about it, Gary. I guess $1 million would do, so I'm going to play it.
You're going to do it, okay.
Yeah, just what the heck.
You're going to break down.
$1 million would be okay.
Well, it certainly does do a lot of good for a lot of senior citizens out there, and we're certainly glad about that. Don't forget, there's a pre-party at Skyline Sports Complex, 4:30 to 6:30 this coming Saturday night, hosted with the Capital City Crew and the Feel Your Boobies Foundation. Right before the game, Boneshire Brew Works is providing beer, Jasmine's Catering is providing food, and Wink 104 is providing the music. It's all free. That's when we host the Riverhounds here on Saturday night. And they'll compete for the 2017 Keystone Derby Cup, which the City Islanders took last year. For the Islanders. And slipping out of bounds or across the touchline there for Rochester. Ryan Felix. Here come the Islanders again, trying desperately here to find some way to score in the 85th minute.
Down into the 85th minute in regulation here, Gary, and I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of stoppage time. A little bit, but not much.
5 plus maybe a minute, who knows? You got to get something on goal here. Here's McLaws. Oh, and taken back just for a moment. Calvano stays on top of it. Good job by Mohammed of getting in on that one. Olabi just kind of bucks it ahead. McLaws taken down there, no call. Good tackle that time. Calvano back on top. Everybody up right now. Across it comes. Brent's going to bring it down. Brings it across Mendoza. Rochester bottling it up down there. McLaws taken down, and the ball belonged to Rochester, they say. McLaws slow to get up. Now we're in minute number 86. You got to get it back. So back to Brandon Miller it goes. Miller's going to swing it right on back out. Here comes Brent with it. Hey, Johan Graf is chasing down every ball that's out there right now. He is all over the place.
He's been a player tonight.
Well, he just came off the bench a few minutes ago, so he's full of energy here.
New legs.
Gets to play these last 8 to 10 minutes here hard. And I think he's in there more for the defense right now than for the offense. Here comes to Prima. Prima touches it off. Wilson. Wilson gets taken down just outside of the scoring area. No call. Going to be off. Rochester belongs to the Islanders. So the Islanders, they're going to switch it around. They're going to say, no, it's... Lee Nishanian into the game now for the Islanders. And he's in for Calvano. So here comes Nishanian. Nishanian earlier in the season had played every minute, and we haven't seen him lately, so he's back in there right now. Back out it comes. Brent has it. Brings it back to McLaws. Only 3 minutes plus left. Oh, nice move there in the middle. And a good look ahead. Look out right now. And it's going to be offsides. Again, the defense is so far upfield offensively that anything's going to be in behind them.
They've drawn them way up. And here's Harrisburg's opportunity, Gary. I mean, the clock is really working against them at this point, and over the course of the last few minutes, they really have not mounted much of an attack. So this is the opportunity to bring it up here and make more than simply the short passes work. Got everybody up. They're bringing the defenders up.
2 minutes plus left, and not plus very much. Push down over there on Rochester. They're going to get the ball, though, out of the aggressive move. So here in the 88th minute, belongs to the Islanders. You got to think this is one of the last few times they're going to have a chance to really make an offensive thrust right here, Charlie.
This is it. I mean, they've really got to make something happen here and do it in very short order.
You just cannot find that 1 or 2 passes at the end to take it away. Near side comes Rochester. They just want to possess it right now for a minute or two. Instead, Johnny Mendoza says, I'll take that back. Thank you very much. And it'll belong to the Islanders. So the push from behind by Ray Lee that time of Rochester, and quickly back into play here for the Islanders. We're in minute number 89. And not much time to go right now. Here comes Paul Wilson. A chance coming up right here. Try to push it ahead, not going to do it. Defender right there in the way.
Just broken up.
Here comes again. Muhammad lets it fly high. Might have been able to go a couple more steps with that before he let it loose, but Muhammad with a good effort. He knows the time is not on his side right now. And take a look at this. Here comes Muhammad. Just a little high. So here we are coming up in the last minute of regulation, starting right now. And we'll see. I can't believe it'd be more than a minute.
Now, Gary, there's not going to be much extra time at all. And it is fleeting for Harrisburg.
Harrisburg on the verge of having 4 straight games of scoreless. And that is not what they wanted.
That's a lot of minutes to be shut out.
Exactly right. Of course, trying to, again, fight through all the various injuries they've had. But that is part of what you deal with here in USL soccer, so you've got to be equal to the task. A little chip shot. Here at the end, Rochester getting a chance here to just kind of salt it away. They're playing keep away right now. And there's a high look, far side. Right out in front, and Brandon Miller picks it up. So 9 seconds left in regulation. We'll see how much extra time we have here. It can't be more than a minute. There's a Shanian getting it downfield. No one there. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Not sure where that came from, but we're glad to have it. So you got a 4-minute game now, essentially, is what you have. 4-minute match. We'll try to keep you as close on that as we can. Far side it comes, and it goes across the touchline. It'll be a goal kick coming out for the Rhinos.
And they'll be in no particular hurry to tee it up here.
Not at all. By the way, the Derby deal going on now through August 11th. Fans can purchase a Capelli Sports City Islanders game jersey and ticket for 30% off. Visit cityislanders.com. Tickets and Derby deal to get yours. Charlie's just looking forward to that party, 4:30 to 6:30 on Saturday night.
You know me too well, Gary. It's going to be a good time.
Before the Keystone Derby Cup. That'll be right here at the Skyline Sports Complex, 4:30 to 6:30, sponsored by hosted by the Capital City Crew.
The Capital City Crew always has a good time. They enjoy themselves at every match, and they're a big part of this City Islanders team and family, and they're a mainstay out here at FNB Field. A lot of fun to watch them, and they clearly have a good time.
So Wall Fall is getting ready to take it out of there. Again, right now, you're just interested in possessing. You're playing the clock if you are Rochester. You have no, if you get a chance for a score, I guess you'd take it, but no particular interest here. There's going to be offsides if they get it. Rather play with it down the corner, try to earn the corner kick. And that'll be off the Islanders finally, and that's
looks like a face-off in hockey, Gary.
only the second corner of the night for Rochester. Talks about where they've been most of the night, and the ball belongs to the City Islanders. Off Johan Graf. Brent all the way down, trying to get it past, and that defense has just been solid in the back line all night long for Rochester. You got Groff again, who's just been after the ball ever since he got in there. Far side, it's going to go across the touchline again. So the long passing here, failing the Islanders toward the end of this match. As we tick into what we think is the last minute now of stoppage time.
The short passing possession game worked for them, especially in the middle of the match, Gary, but they never were able to create the true scoring opportunities. They picked away at the defense, tried to stretch it, just ultimately not able to get the shots that they wanted.
For Rochester, it was almost like letting you play between the 20s in American football and then not budging inside the 20-yard line, the red zone. Well, here you go. You got a chance right here. Here's McLaws trying to get down to it. Should be off Rochester. It will belong to the Islanders as we're ticking down here, probably the last 20 or so seconds. In it comes to DeShanian. Out in front it comes, and then not getting a good angle to get that off.
Couldn't turn it.
Yeah, Olaby was trying to find a way to get around, frustrating.
Simply couldn't get his body turned around, fired it way wide.
In the right place. So we're pretty close here to the whistle to end this one.
Physically very difficult to execute that guy. You got to get your hips turned.
Oh, so many different things you have to do right on that.
In places the human body doesn't want to allow him to go.
Tell you what, Wall Fall has been as good defensively as he has been offensively. And that, I believe, is going to be it. And the frustration of not scoring continues here for the City Islanders as they go down tonight 1-0 to Rochester, and Rochester will take home the Capelli Sport Hero Cup, the first one ever offered, with their 1-0 win tonight combined with their 1-0 win back on July 8th. They walk out of here with another W tonight, and a tough one here again for the Islanders.
The Islanders guy went through a 3-match scoreless streak early in the season, rebounded with a really impressive 2-2 draw against Charleston, but tonight they make it 4 matches in a row. That's 360 minutes without a goal. They've got to change that equation in their Saturday night match.
Well, they dropped to 6-11-6 now. On the other side, the Rhinos moved to 9-4-8. They move up to 35 points now, which puts them in a good position now in the league. For the City Islanders, they come back here again on Saturday night at 7 o'clock as they're going to host Pittsburgh. The Riverhounds in here for the Keystone Derby Cup. And we're looking forward to bringing that to you here on Invicta. Let's check in with Jessica Cross and get her thoughts on this one tonight. Jessica, you know, frustrating evening again here for the Islanders. Need to find a way to score. Haven't done it in about 4 games now. Okay, we're trying to get Jessica's mic fixed there. And Charlie, you know, you look at this frustration here tonight is really what we're talking about, and need to find a way to get into the net.
That's the, I mean, it's as simple as that, Gary. You've got to figure out ways to score. They obviously don't have the key personnel who have been the goal scorers and the offensive machinery through most of the season. but despite that, you've still got to press the attack. You've got to create spaces and scoring opportunities. And we're back to Jessica.
Let's go to Jessica, who's got her mic on now. Hey, Jessica, how you doing? And your thoughts about tonight? Frustrating evening here for the Islanders.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how hard we tried this game, we just couldn't get the ball to fall in the back of the net. We had a lot of good opportunities in the first half, even more in the second half. I definitely think that the players took Coach Bill's advice and came out with a little bit more energy, but unfortunately that we just couldn't get the ball to fall into the net. It's just not our night. Hopefully we can come out Saturday and get 3 points or at least 1 point. We're really just looking for points at this point.
Yeah, points is the word here for tonight. And you looked at the Islanders tonight here, Jessica. I thought they did a great job of possessing the ball here this evening, but as you mentioned, just couldn't really hook up those final 1 or 2 passes to get to the back of the net. Well, here it is. It's the only goal of the night. Wall fall, and he hits it right off to a header by Madison, who puts it into the right side of the net in the 25th minute. Darius Madison with the score. Wall fall with the assist, and that's the way it ended for the night. Another good defensive evening here. Now here's the one we thought should have been a penalty shot. You see Mensah being taken from behind. A reach there, no call by the official. I guess he thought he pulled it back at the end. Here's your match stats for the night. Look at this, 11-6 shots on goal, 5-2 shots on target, 63% possession to 37%, 3 offsides to 5 on the other side. 3 yellow cards tonight. City Islanders unfortunately led in that dubious statistic to 1. But the 1-0 win standing up here for the Rhinos again tonight. And the Islanders just that close again, Charlie, but frustration here in this 4-game stretch.
Close but no cigar, and hopefully on Saturday night they can change that all around. An opportunity, as both you and Jessica have pointed out, to pick up 3 points. And at this stage of the season, that is the critical dimension of every match. How many points are you walking away from the match with? What are you doing in the standings? Pittsburgh right now, they started, as you know, Gary, the season very, very strong. They're lagging a little bit. So a real opportunity on Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's supposed to have beautiful weather and a big party before the match. So folks should come on out to FNB Field and come out early and party with Gary and the City Island crew.
Well, it'll be 4:30 to 6:30. They'll have it right here at the Skyline Sports Complex, and the Capital City crew will be hosting it. Come on out here and join us for that. And don't forget to get your tickets now and get on out here Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Thanks to Chad Edwards and our whole Invicta crew tonight. Our newest member of our team, Jessica Crossan, obviously Charlie Giroux, and I'm Gary Sutton. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight on Invicta. Again, your score this evening, Rochester wins it 1-0. We'll see you Saturday night against Pittsburgh at 7 o'clock. Have a great evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.